Welcome to Todd and Tazzy Tuesdays. A Body Hugs and Mental Health production. Well, I'm feeling better than I did the other day when I saw you. It was kind of a pretty low key lunch.
Yeah, you were you not well in your heart or your brain or your body? What was shaking, pal?
It was my head, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you seemed a little not yourself either, but you said you had a rough.
Exhausted, and with what's going on with this sort of, if it's a head injury or whatever is going on with my memory and stuff, it's really dragging me down. Like the last few shows have not been fun because they were fun for the crowd because, I mean, I got a standing ovation on a couple of them, and I can't find my groove anymore. And it's just, part of it is like, are you going to be able to remember things? And I'm not. And it's spiraling me down pretty huge. And then I just go, okay, well, it is what it is. And then I'm going to get back at it again. And then 5 days later, I'm like, oh, this is just so much more work than before. And then I'll be depressed for a couple of days. And then I'll go, well, it is what it is. And it just keeps going, right? It's typical, buddy. It is quite literally, even my license plate on my truck says is what it is, because it just, to remind me that I have no control over what's going to happen until it happens. And even then I'm like, did I just overreact? And chances are yes.
Yeah. And that'll be on my gravestone.
Yeah. Chances are yes.
Yeah. And I don't know if
mine will say, I told you I wasn't overreacting.
Finally, I wasn't overreacting.
I've been dying to get here. This is a grave mistake. Don't pay the bill. You should stiff him. Whatever else is going to be in there. Am I dead? Of course.
See? Your memory's all right. You're just...
if I want to do 5-year-old jokes, like, I don't even mean jokes that are 5 years old. I mean jokes for 5-year-olds, right? Right now, a 7-year-old's rolling her eyes going, this is not what I expected.
Well, I wonder if... Are you anything like me where it's like, we do...
God, I hope not.
Right, well... Okay. When you do public speaking and all that, it's like do as I say, not as I do, because when I'm in the midst of feeling like shit, I do all the things I tell people not to do.
100%, right? I mean, and it's just go up and be you, but what if today I'm not enough, right? Today I'm not even enough for me. How can it be enough for somebody else, right? Today is going to, today's a gift. I can't unwrap it. My sister did this one. She taped it like she's going to send it underwater. She laminated this bloody, I can't find the beginning of the paper. How the hell am I supposed to have this gift? What's happening? Right? Have birthday to me. Right? I mean, it's just, we're hard on ourselves. Because
you said hard on.
I did so. Dick. What? We are so hard on ourselves because we're the only people that'll put up with the shite we're going to say to ourselves, right? If I spoke to anybody the way I spoke to myself, I'd be walking around trying to explain away another black eye many times.
100%, yeah. Why do we do this, Tazz?
Well, why do we keep being mean to each other, or why do I keep doing your stupid podcast?
Well, I know why we're mean to each other.
I mean, what I was trying to say...
Right.
I love you.
I love you too.
But I say it weirdly, like every other male on the planet. You're an asshole. Yeah, I love you too. That's what I meant. Why do we keep doing what, pal? Why do we keep... I talk myself out of remembering.
Why do we keep beating the shit out of ourselves? Why are we our worst enemies?
Because that's the way we were brought up. And I'm not going to blame anybody's parents or grandparents or caregivers or friends you had at the time. But when you're told that you're a piece of garbage and you're not wanted, or when you feel like you're not wanted or you're a secondary in wherever you are, you treat yourself that way, right?
Yeah.
A dog flinches even though it's not the same guy that's coming towards him. My friend had adopted a dog, a puppy, really, less than a year old, and this dog, I came up, and he was cowering, and then I walked up, and he was just like all of a sudden super aggressive to me, and then it was, and not my friend, and not his other buddy, and I'm like, it's because I have a beard. So I went home, and I shaved my beard, and I came back, and the dog was, I just walked up, and I laid right in front of the dog, and 2 minutes later, he was licking my face and then on my chest and shaking his tail and just getting all kinds of love. But it was my beard at that time that made it feel in danger because somebody with a beard had beaten this dog. It was quite apparent. And we are nothing more than those same animals that when we get beaten and then we get put in a situation that's similar to the ones where we were beaten, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or other, then what happens is we react the way we reacted the first time. We defend ourselves. Or, and defending doesn't mean standing up and throwing, throwing lefts and rights and hooks. It can be to defend ourselves. Sometimes we turtle, right? Because that's a defense in upon itself. All you have to do is ask hedgehogs and I guess turtles. And and so I think that's why I'm not, if anybody that's listening, I'd be surprised, but if anybody's listening, I'm not a doctor. These are just my thoughts, right? And I think that when we are able to get out of that defense mode and immerse ourselves in the same situations and realize that out of the 200 that you're going to do, 4 made you feel like you're in actual danger, I think then you get a better understanding of where your feet can go when you're climbing the mountain. And you also find out it's not a mountain. Right? You're laying down looking up at a hill and you stand up and you're like, I can step over this.
Well, it's funny. I read something too the other day that said it takes something like between 5 and 10 positive comments to negate 1 negative comment.
Well, that's bullshit. No, I'm kidding.
Idiot.
You know what? I agree with that, right? Right? If you have scalding water, you can't put 1 ice cube in.
Yeah, right.
Right? You have to put 2 or 3 or 4 and add some more water and stir it around, or sometimes let it settle until it's tepid and you get in there, right? They say the difference between a warm bath and scalding hot is probably 2 degrees. And yet here we are, filling ourselves with garbage, man.
It's like we're adding that extra 2 degrees ourselves in our heads.
100%.
Man.
Right.
I'm such an idiot for doing that.
Yeah, you are.
Well,
well, I we talked about this yesterday. About somebody said, "Oh, why do you do this?" And I said, "It's because I hate myself a lot." And they said, "Oh no, what do you mean? Been on TV many times. You got a successful career. You got great boys. You got a wonderful wife." And I said, I have 3 ex-wives that are wonderful as well. And I said, but there's one thing that you didn't mention, and that was you have you. And I'm supposed to be my greatest advocate, but it's hard to be an advocate for a guy you'd never vote for. And
do you think you would like you if you ever met you?
No.
Really?
No, I don't think I would, because all I see is the festering shit that I am, instead of the stuff that I can do and be. Right? I never focus on my positives, right?
But I mean, you didn't know, like, you met yourself as a stranger.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I wouldn't give him my wallet. I don't. You know what? But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know.
I'd probably find myself annoying.
I would. You'd be in the mass majority of that. So
yeah.
I tease because I love you. You know that, buddy. That's the way it works. Would I enjoy my own company? I don't now. Why would I? Why would I?
I know you're biased, though, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm the biased polar Buddha, but the I don't know. I know that I would be able to trust me. Yeah. I know that I would want me to back me up in a fight. Like, and I know that I could hide behind myself if necessary because knowing my good points, right?
Yeah.
Kroger Delivery makes it easy to do your holiday shopping in a jingle. There might be a lot on your to-do list, but thanks to Kroger Delivery, you can get everything you need delivered straight to your door at the same great prices you'd find in store. Our refrigerated trucks always ensure that your groceries arrive fresh. And right now, you can save $20 on your first order of $75 or more and get free delivery with a Boost membership. Restrictions apply. See site for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I probably, like, I give most people the benefit of the doubt until something, until they give me a reason not to. So, but I don't know if I would like me. I don't know if I'd want to hang out with me, but maybe I would. I don't know.
You're a likable cat, man. You're not. What we see with you is what we get. You're like that car that somebody decided, I don't need to polish it. It's beautiful the way it is, right? You don't try to come off as a new Porsche when you're an old Ford, right? But and that's not meant to degrade or make you feel bad about anything. It's just what you see with you is what you get, and you're open about it, right? Oh, your car is awesome, but the brakes are a little weak, and this because you'll tell us, right? And that's what we do sometimes. People go, hey, I like you. Yeah, but you shouldn't, because here's the reason. Everybody, hang on for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, all hands inside the ride. Here we go, right? It's like a roller coaster that only goes sideways. We're like, what the hell's happening?
Oh, I remember when my wife and I first got married, there's many a days I was like, you shouldn't be with me. Like, you can do better and stuff like, yeah.
Well, you know the Lala story, right? Where she said, I think we should start seeing each other, and I went, let's sit down and I'll tell you why that's a bad idea. And that lasted, and I embellished the story to make it worth listening to or fun, right? But it was 2 days. It was 2 full days of me just listing everything I did. The only thing I did properly was be the fallopian swim team champion, and then I was born. And then after that, I was like, where's my... And I just... there was lots of crying and lots of, oh my God, really? That happened? Yes, that's why things we don't talk about, things I don't talk about. And at the very end of the second day, we're sitting there, and I go, I think that's it. I said, I don't want to tell you everything because of the statute of limitations and stuff, and you're not my wife, so you can still report me. And she laughed, and I said, well, here's the way it goes. It has to go, my boys, number 1. Number 2, my career. Number 3, whatever I can salvage if the family still wants me to be a part of it or whatever. And then everything else. And she goes, I don't accept that. So I thought, okay, well, we're not getting to go out then. And she goes, it's got to be you, your boys, your career. And that was the first time I was told to put myself first. And it's still hard sometimes. I mean, the greedy, gross part of me that used to be I'm still an alcoholic and an addict, but when I was still in the middle of being blurry most days, I put myself before everybody.
Right. Yeah.
And we have to find that balance, right? The number one thing we have to take care of before we can take care of anything else is ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember being in treatment, telling someone that, it was like it was actually almost this time of year. It was February, I guess. Super cold, super snowy. My wife has 2 young kids at home. She's shoveling the walks, going to work while I'm, 30 days in a treatment center. And I said, I feel so selfish for being in here. And someone that, I think that was my first week in there, and someone that was on there last week was like, dude, you idiot. Like, you are if you invest in yourself, that's the best thing you can do for your family, for everyone around you, for society, for everything. This is actually the first time you haven't been selfish in probably 10 years. And I thought, oh shit. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. But we don't see that because we see ourselves, often we'll see ourselves as the hero or the victim. Mm-hmm. And very rarely in between, which is
it's all or nothing.
Where life really is, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can feel like you're a victim until you meet somebody that's been a victim. You're like, oh, good Lord, I'm so sorry.
Well, then I feel like more of a victim because I'm like, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I felt like a victim. I'm such a loser. And it's like, wait a minute. I'm double downing.
Yeah, it can't be a loser all the time. That would make me a winner of being a loser. Like, what the hell is happening in my head?
That's not balance.
There's a lot of room and echoing, and if you walk through my room, it's like it looks like the that scene out of the Raiders of the Lost Ark at the very last, where they're putting that.
Yeah.
In the very corner. Yeah, mine looks like that, except for somebody's ripped everything off.
So it's just empty shelves?
It's just empty shelves.
It's just a big empty warehouse.
Mislabeled empty shelves, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I've been meaning to talk to someone with TBI. Is that what it is? Traumatic brain injury?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like
I'd remember.
Is that
so what we're doing right now is we're filling out finding out what's happening. So I've gone to neurologists, and I told the one neurologist to go away because
you were going to say something else.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I was done, right? They kept saying there's nothing wrong. I go, I can't remember things. Well, you just did all these tests and you scored very high. Your IQ is very, very high, and you scored really high on this. I said, okay, ask me if I took those tests tomorrow, and I won't remember. I said, I'm terrified. Well, what do you have to be terrified of? Because then I guess you're going to have to stop doing things. I go, what do you mean? I guess you're going to have to stop comedy, and you're going to have to stop doing your mental health things. And he goes, and here's a prescription. And so I left the doctor's office and I went and got a new doctor, because I finally found one that said, oh, there's something wrong. Obviously, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because you feel like something's wrong. She goes, here, and she gave me the same tests again, and we did the tests again, and I wasn't pissy about it. I'm like, okay, we have to do this again, and here we go. I did all the tests, and I scored very high on almost everything. It was crazy, right? And then she was done, and she goes, well, you scored very high. I said, yes, but if you ask me tomorrow what tests we took, I won't remember. I said, I have no problems remembering all the stuff. Like, we did trivia driving the other day, and Lala, my wife, who's real, we did 500 questions, 500 trivia questions on this trip. I got 475 right.
Holy shit.
But I couldn't remember where we were going, or what hotel we were staying at, or who the show was for. And anything that's new in my brain doesn't live there very, very much. I used to close my eyes and see pictures and cartoons and words and things. I close it now, and it's nothing. It's dark. My one doctor goes, that's called peace. And I'm like, yeah, but no, I don't like that. I like to be... So we'll figure out what's going on. They think it might be CTE, which is the for concussions. And I said, well, then test me for concussion. I was mad, and I go, test me for concussion. She goes, we cut open your head, we pull your brain out and make thin slices of it. I said, well, let's do that last then. Probably let's do that last. You're the expert. Let's do that last. And there's not really much. So I'm going to go see the dude in it's either Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. I can't remember.
Pittsburgh.
Is it Pittsburgh?
Lala said that at.
Oh, Lala was then. Okay, I see. I can't remember. So Pittsburgh, to go see the guy that helped Sidney Crosby and Dale Earnhardt and Sarah Pauli deal with their concussion. And whatever he says I'm supposed to do, I'm going to do. I need you to rob a liquor store. I'm in. Right?
You're the doctor.
Bring me all the money. You're the doctor. You're snappity, where's your glove? That's not where my brain is.
Sorry, I cracked myself up.
Cough.
Yeah. There we go.
We all cough because we think a deeper cough means we're more well endowed down there. Instead of right. But yeah, so we'll see what's going on, and that's I think in one of the M months, so March or May.
So
see, so that's what happens. I used to have no problems going, okay, this and this and the and now I have to close my eyes and go, what? Okay, it's what did she say? What letter is she making with her mouth? What did March or May? So we'll figure it out. And of course, we got to pay for it ourselves because it's not covered by the Canadian government. And don't get me started on how our free healthcare isn't free healthcare, but and there's just not enough of it.
Yeah.
Look how long, if you want to get into right now, if you want to get into an addictions facility, I think it's like 6 or 8 weeks. I'm like, dude, I want to get sober now. Because guess what's going to happen? I'm going to want chicken wings. Chicken wings are in a pub. A pub has bar. Next thing I know, I'm in Mexico.